Bonjour. Happy Monday. This is Francoise with Keller Williams Santa Barbara, here to share with you how to propagate plants from cuttings. So whether you have some plants in your own garden, your neighbors, your friend's garden that you like and you'd like to propagate, whether they're roses, azaleas, different shrubs, or houseplants, here's how to go about doing it. Best time to do it is in the morning before you start cutting. Why don't you prepare your potting? It is best to use peat moss, and you can add some additions to it. But anyways, peat moss is good because it will prevent the pest or disease or different contaminant that may be in the soil, and that would affect your plant. So get some peat moss, a small pot, a plastic bag, so that you can make a greenhouse. And anyway, so once you have that done, you need to find your plants. It has to be a plant that is a good size, so that once you do the pruning, the cutting, once you cut the stem, it doesn't there's still a substantial part left and you don't take most of it out. And the cutting needs to be 3 to 6 inches in length. You have to have some leaves, but not too many. Have at least a nod so you can get some rooting from it. And then so what you do is that you have to have some scissors or a razor blade. You have to make a sharp slice, a clean cut, and make sure you disinfect your tool beforehand with alcohol, so you don't transmit any disease that may that may have been on another plant. Additionally, it works better, though about 30% of the planting from like this from a stem works. You have better chances of success if you use some hormone, so planting hormone. So go to your nursery and ask for your peat moss and then your planting hormone, and then you'll have a better success rate. So how to know whether or not the stem is a good stem? So what you do is that you look at your plant and you start bending the branch, and if it snaps, if it has a nice sharp snap, that is perfect. But if you see that it's the branch is darker, and then it breaks too easily, then that means that it's too mature. Or on the other hand, if it bends a lot and doesn't really snap, then the plant is too immature. So make sure that you have a sharp snap. That means that the plant is ready to be you can cut it and make a sharp cut, dip it in water first, then in your hormone. And once you have that done, get your pot, put the potting soil in it, and make sure you do that in the morning, by the way, before it gets too hot or too cold. And I use my finger, but I think it's the best way to do it. You need to make the hole first, so that you don't damage the stem once you're putting it in the soil. So make a hole with your finger, put your plant in. Once you have done that, pat around. And then you're going to be ready to go. You'll wait about 3 weeks before being able to transplant. So let's recap. So first thing you have to do, make sure that it is in the morning. Find a branch that can snap and that is not bending or breaking too easily, so that it's not too immature or mature. So you make your cuttings. You want a couple of leaves, not too many, but a couple, so that you can still have the photosynthesis going. And if you have too many, it will take away from the rooting. So once you have, if you take a clipping and that you have several leaves, remove all the lower leaves, and then dip it in the water, dip it in the hormone, and make your hole in the pot, in the peat moss, which is in the pot. Plant your stem, pat around it, then put a plastic bag around, but you still have to have some air circulation, and the soil has to be moist at all time. If it starts condensating, then make a few holes in your plastic bag because that means that it's getting too hot. Anyways, good luck with that. Have a good week. À bientôt. See you then. Bye-bye.